how did we get here? Give us a quick little synopsis. How did you get into the life insurance like space in general?
Absolutely. So I actually, for almost 6 years, I was in tech sales and for some like HR recruiting software and tech. You probably know some of those names. If you've applied for a job, you know exactly what it is. And I was actually a sales engineer for the back half of that. Oversaw our New York office's sales strategy, new product launches, and all the sales strategies around that. And so I oversaw a lot of high level sales folks, all that sort of thing. But it was corporate. And so with corporate comes a lot of constraints, interesting initiatives, and it's just not, you get capped, you know? And so they did a massive layoff. And my plan has always been, you know, if things go south and I need to make good money quick, I'm just going to go life insurance 1099. And I was at a phase, you know, I got a wife and a 1-year old son, and I'm like looking at other corporate options, other sales options. What am I going to do? And so I wanted to be independent. Life insurance has always been, you know, on the table. And this is somewhere that I can go at my pace. I don't have to deal with silly quotas or, you know, some weird metrics. I can just sell and eat what I kill, you know? And so that's really what moved me into the life insurance space, was kind of the sales side of things. But we're also providing a product that's relevant, that makes sense for people and helps families. What else could you ask for? You know,
Right.
now it's just up to me and my skill set and my discipline. And I'll bet on that most days, you know?
What does that mean as a life insurance agent to you?
Yeah, I've been learning a lot in the life insurance space. And it's funny, there's actually a lot of unlearning I've had to do moving from tech. It was very complicated over there. We're presenting decks, you know, sales presentations that were 30 slides to COOs and all of this, very high level, lots of data. Well, coming here, we're talking to people, not businesses, right? And so when it comes to the discipline, a lot of it for me has been discipline and mindset of staying positive, showing up every day. We're independent. So it's easy to sit at your computer and look like you're doing something all day and feel like you're doing something all day. What is my plan going into the day? Who am I going to be calling? What leads am I working? I think just having a very simple, basic plan for your day to maximize chunks of time is a huge discipline. Making sure you have a calendar, it's very basic. And the basics are good, and that's what I want it to be. The problem is that it seems so simple that they're easy to do. They're just as easy not to do. So if you don't have the basics in place, have a calendar, keep your notes on your clients. Those little disciplines make this a much smoother ride. And then just showing up, not just sitting in your seat, but actually being intentional with what you're doing at your desk. You know, I know it seems very simple, but in the beginning, I got on a little late because I'm like, hey, it's my money. I'll show up, you know, I'll sleep in today. I rarely made money on those days. You know, I'm on West Coast time. What about all those East Coast leads? And I'm sleeping in on time every morning, typically a little bit earlier, not just for others, but for myself.
What is your schedule and what is your answer to that person who asked you that?
It really depends on your goals. I'm on, you know, 7:30 at the latest my time. When daylight savings time and all that shifts, that might shift as well. But really maximizing the mornings, maximizing your afternoons, evenings, because there's folks that are getting off of work. And especially with some of the IUL leads, which we might talk about down the road here, a lot of these folks are still working. Are you available for that money is really the mindset I'm going to be saying that I say to my new agents is, hey, somebody is going to call this person and they're going to have confidence and they're going to write them a policy. Are you going to be available to do that? Well, I like my mornings, all this. That's fine. It's your choice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.